to leave. My time has come. He made a way to bring me home. Don't cry for me. My pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me. My body is been made whole. Don't cry for me. We'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me. I'm well within my soul. I saw the light. I only said, if you want high to the promised land, my soul is strong in a better place. With all His glory, with all His praise, don't cry for me. My pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me. My body is been made whole. Don't cry for me. We'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me. I'm well within my soul.
We are gathered here for today in Mother Aida Garachico, so that together we may acknowledge and share both our joy and the gift of that her life was given to us, and the pain that her passing brings. In sharing the joy and pain together today, we may lessen the pain and remember more clearly the joy. So wala pa na klase ako ang ika-apat na bata na Aida. So in behalf sa among mga pamilya, kami nag-aabigid sa inyo tanan sa pagtambong sa among kay kasubo. Kami pa itong sinanay at ito na sa kaupo ni tatay. Kasubo, tungod ka. Wala na siya. So, salamat sa tanan. Ang tambong diri. Thank you.
Hindi niyang iyak nag-isulakan. And to tell you, ang mga papel niya hindi sulatan yung mga scratch paper. Mayroon din yung personal data. And anecdotal record na kung ang iban, yung isang pag-core went to June, our eldest brother, employed in Pagcor, I think more than 30 years ago pa. Sa wala pa yung tao si Jen. Yung pag-hito, wala kami kadalawa yung pag-hito niya. Kaya ang mga kapel niya, hindi. I don't know. Kaya sinalay, ang mula sinalay kami tikulos ng tipo, isang mga gamit, sa iyan ng mga bata. So, basahon ko niya ang sinulatan. Pasensya lang ko na may mga laktaw. Hindi basahon ko din according sa iyang sulat. It was Good Friday, April 14, 1944, when I was born. This is the story of my life, given by my beloved mother, Consolacion or Ninilacion, when I was about 9 years of age. My parents, friends, and neighbors called me Virginian. So Virgie, hindi ka mag-gramo, tira ko nagkapareho pangalan. But because of Tatay's love and care for my future, he insisted to change it to a shorter, easier to write, and a beautiful name, Aida, Meaning, mas marami ang Aida sa saborhin niya. I was at the age of five when Tatay died. So Manoy Pamping, Dudoy Ramon, Tuto Kachot, and I were left with our mother, Lily, to support and care us 4 children. I was sent to school at 5 years, when I was 5 years old, in order to have time for Lily to work, and whatever means for our food and other needs. My grade 1 teacher was Mrs. Julieta Bartolome. Minnie was left alone in the house, lonely and thinking always on how to support us for our food, need, and most especially for our studies. Tatay was teaching the mothers of some parents, or some parents who playing cards, rolled a small piece of paper with numbers and small stones to put on the numbers called ball by the leader. This was called lote. Kung tawag pa kami sa lote, yung ginatawag hampag, inasang mga tinikulan. Being this as process to have an income, even for a little amount, only get this could help her a lot, so she could organize a little hand. So si Lola, nag-organize na sa Lopez in una para lang hindi mag-walk pa. At first, there were 3 to 5 friends of Lily who were playing until it reached to 10 or more players. The players enjoyed playing. It was an easy game, economical because one can play with over 5 centavos and it will help a lot. You know, what we did to help Lily, we had to collect payment every day, arrange and clean the place where parents were playing every 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Lily sold chichirias for their snacks, for the snacks of the players, while they were putting the stones on the play cards. In grade 2, my teacher was a mestiza Chinese, single, but she looked young at the age of 40. Her name was Carmen Gowin, na mesta na who lived with her uncle Isidro, whose wife was one of the white called her mommy. It was because of her very nice character to the people and her pupils, as observed by Tatay and Minnie. She was taken as my baptismal sponsor with Nanay Francine and Tatay Pindo, the husband of Nanay Doreen, Loreto Makalan, the daughter of Taiguan, half-brother of Tatay. Ihaong-haong din ang kay-ara na siya sa akin. May mga time itong kaisang na nagasulat na siya, o ano mo dumanig na sulat na. So may araw kaisang may mga words na missing. We evacuated. Medyo na ko lang tawag, mga kailan hindi ko kaintindi. We evacuated at Barangay Kabuana in my grandfather's coconut plantation lot. Since it was so far, it was distance along the road, the barangay of Barangay Bangkal. Lily was very much worried for our food since our field was already given. Since we need more food, so the family agreed to ask the farmer to Tatay at si Tutunga if through his kindness and advices, Tenant Manoy and Dudoy were able to make the rice field ready for transplanting of the seeds. Nini, Toto, and I, with Lolo Moises, and to catch small shrimps called hipon in our town. The following day, after the arrival from the persons from fishing, Nini and three of us went to the place where the catch were placed to be tried up by the hard person, including Nini with our help. I was already 9 years old when the Japanese forces landed, and we left which showed that there were BPs and classes were reopened. Duwa ay may araw siya na may mga kung ano lang naman. Manny was 4th year, while Dudoy in 2nd year high school, Tuto in grade 5, and I was in grade 4 at Scarlet Central Elementary School. Since we were the tenants of Tatay Perung's rice field, along the road to Barangay Bangkang, Manoy and Dudoy had to go home every Friday from Sarah, every Friday afternoon after class hours, and back to Sarah early in the morning of Monday with their baon of their back. So, amazing. So, yung nanay, yung nakapa-inspire sa mga bata ko, na si Joy Pampin, nagalakot lang sila sa pag-eskwela sa ilang elementary grade 6. Inalakatan nila ang Carles papunta sa Sarah with their barefoot. So, ako na nagpa-inspire sa akong mga bata. Kinabasahan nila kay Joy Pampin autobiography. Since there was no cars, jeepneys, or tricycles, or any vehicle to ride, sacrifices were left. Years later, we were all very proud and happy that Toto Garachico graduated in grade 6 and Sarah as valedictorian. And I was at the time grade 4 pupil under Mr. Juanito Andrada. The following year, my advisor was Mr. Isidro Narbasa. As a chef teacher who was later transferred, and Mr. Apolintaba took place, and Mrs. Donna Andrada, wife of Juanito Andrada. Page 1 pa lang to. Soledad Banjes, now Soledad Buhayan, was my seatmate in front because I was the smallest among us. And at the back, next to where Esperanza bin Sorto, Lucivita Javero, Elnora Castro, and Nora Ramos, now Mrs. Nora Calvez, on our side. Agresoris, Leonardo Bitita, Primo Sacon, and Cesar Guilin. We graduated in grade 6 with the division superintendent as our guest speaker. Classes began to start for the school year 1948-49. My three brothers, Maloy, Dudoy, and Toto, were all in the city to proceed for their studies. They enrolled themselves in Central Philippine University as working students of the school. Luckily, they were accepted. Dr. Larsing, the president, and Ms. Coggins, head of one of the departments of the school, were Americans. Nick and I were left alone. I was not able to proceed my schooling for 1 year because of poverty. Minnie and I had to work hard for our daily needs. My three brothers were recognized and appreciated by the school officials or by the school heads with whom they were working because of their diligence in working on their studies. Manoy Pamping finished his law, Dodoy Ramon as an elementary teacher, and Toto Cacho was in his 3rd year in commerce. Only he was I was only in third year commerce. Our uncle employed him as accountant to check the in and out proceeds of the business in Palawan. The following year, he sent me to enroll at Balasan High School at Barangay Maya. That time I was very much worried about my studies, but God is very good because Dudoy, who had just finished his course as elementary teacher, was assigned to teach in Tabogon Primary School, District of Carles. The following year, my first day in the city, I lived with Don Jose Tanes and his wife. Nakabunday na sa akong sa iban, kaya nagkakimit ko dalaan mo ang pinakatanlang depende sa posisyon niya sa iyang hinigdaan. Siguro ko ng posisyon sa iyang pagsulat diri, ang maling posisyon sa laban niya sa hinigdaan niya. I went back to Balasan High School in my third year. There was no much problem while in Balasan because I had a very helpful friend named Licha Bako. Sometimes my baon was not enough, so she had to bring me to their house for my food. Her father was a municipal tax collector and her mother a plain housewife. They treated me as their daughter and Licha's sister. Since they lived in the town proper at the back of the Catholic Church, we had to walk from Maya to the town with some of our classmates. Rogelia and Virginia Aguilar, Nicolas Benaflor, Ernesto Yap, Mario Valderona, at Aida Palomata were my classmates and at the same time my board mates. We were so close with each other while we with each other in La Paz, which was our boarding house before. Medyo ilatawag na kayo kay GBC ba yung sinukan. The next school year, we enrolled at Iloilo Normal School, and we paid only 30 pesos for the whole school year as our tuition fee. For 4 years in Iloilo Normal School, I only paid 120 pesos. So the problem was for miscellaneous activities, our school supplies and goods. The amount I spent during my studies at Iloilo Normal School was more or less 300 pesos. And I graduated my Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education at Iloilo Normal School in the year 1957. Page 3. As requirement, being a BSE Ed graduate, all students must have to undergo practice teaching, which I did at Oton Elementary School, Oton, Iloilo. For my uncle, Felix Berto Beso, family, where the family was living. I got no problem in my practice teaching because he was assigned in the office of the district supervisor and his best friend. A grade 3 class near the district office under Miss Fair. Miss Fair was assigned for me to observe and practice teach. After a month at the Town Elementary School, I was sent to Barangay School with Mrs. Maculinaw, the principal and a relative of Nanay Awing, the Dodoy Felix's wife, at San Antonio Elementary School. During weekends, we enjoy taking a bath or playing in the seashore with my cousins. Kasi kung tumalit si Ma'am Lenny, kung basahang tubig ni Tanan. Wala ko rin pag minerality, lunga sa pagkinamulo, kapag tataw siya nanay. Kasi pinaka. Mga lumpat na lang kasama ko niya putok sa maintindihan ko. The Congressional Nutrition Contest to be participated in by the municipalities of the 5th District was scheduled to be held at Garachico, Iloilo. Being the school district nutrition coordinator, bala mo si Nanay, si Lola, nag-start siya as grade 1 teacher din sa Carlos Central School. Kami Ma'am Lenny. Sila pa yung mga pupil yan before. After sa grade 1, butang siya sa grade 6, temporary lang. Tapos kuha siya as MFE coordinator. And then, after MFE being coordinator of non-formal education, nag-school head na siya sa Taro. So, ang nali ang iyang story as coordinator. The Congressional Nutrition Contest to be participated in by all municipalities of the 5th District was scheduled to be held at Garachico, Iloilo. Being the school district nutrition coordinator wasn't a problem. I went to the mayor to tell him about the problem. 2 days after I received a municipal memo to participate with the contestant for the contest, all expenses shouldered by the mayor's office. The time was limited for us to review whoever could be brought for the contest. I got laging kulitan. Atong galing po si Pan, the best among the grade 4 pupils in the class. Because the grade 4 pupils, kalawag si Ma'am Lani. The grade 4 pupils would only be the contestant. Although the contestant I brought was unprepared, we went home very proud and happy to present the result of the contest. But Lani, the contestant of the municipality, got one of the top 5 contestants of the 5th district, of the 5th district, 5th district, was left in the house with me. After 1.5 years staying as head teacher at Talong Elementary School, I was again transferred to Abong Elementary School to take place Dr. Warlito Abad, who was promoted to principal too, and was assigned to Carlos Central School. Johnny took my place at Talong Elementary School as a teacher, but I was principal 1 at Abong Elementary School. Mr. Mavis Belusilio, the principal of Hawaiian Elementary School, died, so Johnny was again assigned to Hawaiian Elementary how happy and lucky we were in our work because we have to, because we're about to finish our studies under Tatay as principal one. June, at that time, was employed as one of the casino employees in Manila, while the rest, Boboy, Ninig, Nonong, were still studying in Iloilo, where Johnny got sick. I didn't know what to do because of the financial problem. Upon Toto's advice, we went to Manila. We only brought our clothes and lugaw as our baon in the barge. We arrived in Manila the following morning. In the afternoon, we were brought by Toto at Philippine General Hospital for consultation, but the doctor advised us that he had to be confined. Shorten ko na lang na-confine si tatay dito sa Manila. The following day, the doctor visited Johnny and examined him. He's being very pale and could hardly stand. It was found out that he needed to be operated for his appendicitis. He already heard it was appendicitis of the red burst and might be poison. Dr. Bautista was the resident physician of the hospital and had many patients to visit every day. So he scheduled Johnny to be operated at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. The following day, doctor's work made him very busy. That he was not able to visit us on the day of the operation. I followed what the doctor told me, but before I went out of the room, my feet, the rapid beating of my heart, the fear because I knew nobody, the fear while watching the patients. This was my second year term, appointed as principal one, assigned at Carlos and principal one, principal two. Akin Dr. Balito Abad, he was appointed as principal to an assigned Carlos Central School. Medyo nakatawa, hindi ko lang na. Johnny and I countered her since all our children had already finished their studies, except Bibi. Toto, June, working at Filipino Casino, Boboy left architect, engineer, Nining Dan DSEN, Lola again marine engineering, and Lola as civil engineer. Nining Boy and Lola graduated at the University of San Agustin, while they all stayed at Maestros and Lang Mayandia, a former teacher. After retired in June 1998, we requested Boboy to make plan for our house. Toto bought Nissan red kotse from Manila. Iwan toto pa ng tabilang lang. And we paid up the payments of the 3 hectares rice field at Gabendes bound from Mr. and Mrs. Benilida, Kunanan. Where our house is now standing. Where Channy Tan, Niling's husband, was the foreman before. Grabe si nanay. It was accomplished and accommodated in 1998, after which Father Melvin Benal blessed the house. All children are present and now having their own family. At present, that all my children are now having their own family. Toto John, Felicidad, Baby Salamat, his wife, and 2 children, John Afek and Chek, are now in San Diego, California, USA. Where 4 of them are now working in Garachico, now teaching at present separated from him. Ang nababaan ko yung basa. Kaya nagawa pinayuda. Sa totoo lang yung nabasa. After siya na napatay, yung pag-ukay ko ang mga bagya, alin dyan nakita, ang mga tinago pa kita, mga sekreto niya. Nining Daryl, now teaching and married, Nining Daryl teaching at Carla Central School, separated. Kagatalang ang mata ko, separated from her husband, Johnny, who is now living in another home. Darren Chan, DJ married to Carlin, meaning present kong hindi siya. Sa sinanigan siya yun. Darren Chan, DJ married to Carlin, Daya, from Balasan. Present working at Duty Free Company in Manila, with Sidra as her son. Chan Vincent Seaman, married to Michelle Chin Inding, nurse in Saudi Arabia, now separated. Yes, I agree. Sobrang ko lang nabasa. Ang katotohanan. Their daughter, Richard Tana as their daughter. Aida, the youngest son, now the chief cook in the biggest restaurant in Manila, Laguna siya, living with Daisy Romelo, Ganbal, a native of Mindoro, who is now working in Manila, and Kristen living and third child to after 3 months in grade 3, and her Miss Rigel Bendero, now Miss Federo, went crying and promised not to go back to school anymore because her classmates unknowingly happened to step in, going out of their recess time while she was finishing her sit work. So, Sema Gillian brought her own chair, which her father made. Agnes Ramon, Lori Abad, her other classmates, brought her things home, and went with her in going home. Lola Glenn Asiman got married to Arlen Marcelo of Balasan and now having their 3 daughters, Katrina grade 3, Glenn grade 2, and Charlie grade 1. Who are the helpers in housekeeping the mother? Well, the father is on board. Lex, boy, an architect and civil engineer, was married to Mary Grace Villena of Maasin, but are not graced to have a child of their own. After after a number of years of their married life, a baby boy whose mother is from Asluman knew very much that knew very much Mary Grace while teaching in Barangay Asluman, Igande Norte. An old woman, the grandmother, brought the baby to a estancia where boy and Grace lived after his birth. The boy named Lex Gabriel is now 4 years old. The youngest among our children, Dan, who is family called Nono, now a civil engineer, married to Christine Hernandez, of Marikina, Manila, whose work at present the Secretary of the Office of Qatar's Minister in Makati City. So ano talagang work mo? They are blessed with a daughter named Daniela, now 5 years old. Hindi siya 5 years old, 7 siya. An adopted son, may Lola si Lucy, whose father is Christine's brother and a freelancer. Who accepts the family to be with them. After retiring June 1, 1998, everybody made the decision to put up a bigger house to accommodate everybody for the whole family together. So, Boy Lex, being the architect of the family, planned the house, and Johnny, Mimi's husband, the foreman, this was accomplished and accommodated by us and was confined for in 1999. After it was blessed, unluckily I got sick and was brought to Sanitarium Hospital for consultation. I was confined for having influenza anemia. And after a week in the hospital, alay siya in the hospital sa Iloilo Mission Hospital, IM. We did not directly went home to Carlos. Instead, we went to Mami's in Haro 2 days before home. I was surprised that on the right leg, a red watery skin, as big as the guayabani seed, is about to burst, and it was very painful, and I couldn't sleep very well, could not stand anymore. A thick blood came out through the smell, through a small hole at the center of the spot. Days later, it was open with a whole red skin were smelled. Dressing me around. Si Carlin the Aida, took over to clean my bruise because of the odor. Yet she insisted because of her pity to me. She did the dressing of the wound every day until it was cured. Si Carlin sa di ang bida, kaya ako sa school, si Carlin din ang nalimpyo sa diya tingin bisan despite sa kakaho. Masakit din siya kung gidala siya sa sanitarium because of the cellulitis. Cellulitis siya sa iyong right foot. So, ko naman dali, yung utawan ng kapasahan. After reaching the house, I sat on the chair. When my left foot felt something bad, I found out that just below my ankle, I saw a watery black spot. It seemed that it was a burn. It was burned as big as a peso coin. I was afraid and worried. What happened to my foot at about 10 a.m.? It was already at the middle of the foot I called Europe. And Angel was still at their work to go up and help sit comfortably because I already felt the pain. Josie, who was outside working, washing the clothes, didn't know about it. Not until Meaning arrived from the church, telling me to go to the hospital. But I insisted that we will go that early in the morning of the following day, October 27, 2014. I decided not to go because we had no money for our transportation. Johnny and Minnie found means for me to go to Balasan District Hospital with Minnie and Josie. The doctor was in round of her patients in the hospital, so we waited for a while. 5 to 10 minutes later, the doctor arrived for my consultation. The doctor thought deeply the kind of disease I had. So after giving medicine to take, she told us to go to the skin special for treatment. We went to Santa Barbara Sanitarium after eating our lunch at Balasan. Dr. Miranda was the resident physician of Santa Barbara Sanitarium of Santa Barbara, Illinois. So, dahil na after sa sanitarium, isang dito siya sa sanitarium, yung bantugan siya na napatay siya. Just in time man sa pagrabi ni Mayor Arnold Bipita. So, paghambal na napatay na si nanay sa sanitarium, upod na tungan sila ni Mayor, damo na nakalanto din sa balay, hinibi, kaya nakita na nila na pinamimigay si Toto, kami si Sister Socorro, at tiya ako sa balay, abi nila guro maputang sa palaypay, ganit yan kayo nalimpyo ng hit. Pero si Mayor Bitita yun napatay man dito because ang doktor ni Mayor, ang doktor niya na isa lang. So, Dr. Miranda told us, salinganay ang inyong Mayor na si Mayor Bitita na patay na. Sige, ikaw magpapabakod ka. Ang mga ganyan. Amo na rin siya. I-page 12 na ta. The children stayed 1 week after their father's birth. Ay, napatay na ni si tatay. Toto and family. Nonong family and boys family. Left without leaving notes for their leave of absence. Several months after that unforgettable event happened to the family, I attended a meeting at the Senior Citizens Building Office, presided by the President Mrs. Leticia Macaso, our third municipal nurse. I verbally resigned the designation of the OSCA head to the President of the Senior Citizens. At the same time, until it would be reorganized. It was about 8 a.m. of October 26, 2014, while Angel, the daughter of Josie, our house helper, and Rio Bensoto, our school boy, were pulling grasses and cleaning beside the fence along the road. I went out to supervise lisan. Siya nagkatuloy si Father Bani. Tapos lisensya siya kay Father Bani. Alam lisensya si Father Bani sa iya. Nay, dalawin ko si Tita Daryl sa boss na nakatami sa pulo. Ti, gusto mo pop doon mo siya. Sabi niya, oo, Father, pop doon siya. Siya to, ganun siya ko. Siya to, ito ka na to yung father. So, I pack up my things na bakal sa mga gamit. Din, nagkato ko sa kaisado, ipamaklat ko siya na sa mga kinulanin niya, pagkaon, gatas. Tapos ang amin ng diri sa balay. Pagka-following day, pagkagabi, settled ang mind ko, mamalakapit ko sa pulo. Pagkagabi, sabi ko, Lord, I prayed harder. Sabi ko, Lord, just give me a sign kung gusto mo rin ako palakton sa pulo. Because this is not gadyang-gadyang makagatuto sa pulo. Something na daw mission mo man. Sige, tagailan ko sa sign niya kung gusto mo magpalakton mo ko sa pulo. Early in the morning, nang Josie called me up. Sabi nga ni Dalidian, si nanay mo, doon nila ang ginawa. So I have to look for a bigger oxygen. Kaya oxygen ko sa balay kamay, hindi enough para sa iya. So nagpahinta ako sa oxygen. 3 times ako nagbaling-balik sa balasan, paghinta lang sa oxygen. Tapos hindi din sila magpahulang. Nalita ako sa Maninon. Kato ko kay ng Chito, nung check na oxygen ka ba? Siya sinuwi na, sinin ko ako ni oxygen. Siya, ako pataw ka. Pagtawag ng Chito, tagaan ako sa oxygen. Balik naman kami sa hospital. So, ito buman ko na siya direng, okay na. Sa huli ko nagambal siya sa akin, sir niya, nga ang wala ka naglakap, sino hindi mo yung maglakap, I decided na to go, sino ko sa sitwasyon mo. Tapos, si Sid, ang ako na apo, ay yan na lagnat, hindi maglubo sa 40. Gataas na 41 po wala na subside. Sino paano ako maglakap sinin with nanay ng Josie and DJ. Kung ibilin, kung hindi ang bata na namamasakit. So, sabihin ko, patukaran siya ng bulong. Kung mag-ayaw ang iyang lagnat, malakat ka rin. Ara na nila. Pag noong time, mga alauna, medya, nag-abot si Maritel, si Kate, kag si Yanda Vilma. So, yun, nakadura ako sa naman siya na 41 ka. Sino kita nyo na sino ang luggage naman. Preparado na kami, ready to go na kami sa hospital. Ang nahulat ko lang mag-subside ang medicine. Pero wala rin nag-subside. At 3 o'clock, nag-decide ako, DJ Humusa ang bayo sa mata mo. Nakata, dalon ko sila ng 2 pa siya with 2 patients ang dala ko with only 3,000 in my pocket. Sino ko bahala na Lord ko na kung ano ang matabo sa amon dito, bahala na. May mga electric fan kami, may mga sino ko sa pulo kahoy kami, mahigda kami, basta lang yun nadala ko sa nanay sa hospital. Tapos pag-abot dito, at while on the way, bubay ko lang ako sa portasyon, hindi ko ulit kabayan sa ako yung sa akin, wala yung kwarta. Sabihin ko din ko manita kwarta man. Ladong naman ko si Miga, sabihin ko, Miga, wala din ka dati ko naman ako yung kwarta mo, hindi para pasudlan sa Palawan, kaya kung hindi kami nakapita Palawan, withdraw na layon. Siya yung Miga, halong sa Mampal. Pero galalain ako na, halin din sa covers pa kanto, sa katuduhay ng hindi. Kung hibi ako, kasi di mo nga ang duhagin niya kapasyente ang ginhatag sa ako man. Tapos I only have 3,000 pesos. So dito pag-abot dito sa to make the long story. At ang oxygen nga, ang maligad ako, yung pakinikilitan na dito hasta nga makalabot kami sa St. Anthony. Pag-abot dito, sinimulit sa mama, wala ng oxygen ni Lola. Bantayin nyo nga ba, malabot din mga kami dito. Didala siya sa emergency, sisil sa pihak. Gawa mo ako kasi simple, di hasta malabutan ang 3,000 ko naman. So, ito, sisil, ginano niya sa doktor na outpatient. So, gintaydan ko iyang appeal. Ang bill niya is 700 plus. Sabi ko may 2,000 plus ako, ano ko may 2,000 plus man. Yung kadamo sa amon na kami pagkaon. Uli dito, nag-decide niya si DJ Pauli ka mo dito kay ito po si Carly. Sabi ko, ang wak-wak mo yung gabi-gabi siya. Sabi ko, pwede hinuli ko ako, pwede tutawa. Totoo ginaya. Sabi ko, ay gusto sa upod. Kasi bibili niya ang patient pa din. Ay, sa pagkitiyan talaga ko. Sa uli, ito sa maral siya sa ICU, sa emergency. pagwa na si Sid. Pag-abot ko sa iya mabedwa ay na yung sinanay. Patulong saya sa ICU. 2 hours pa lang na nagstay kami sa hospital. Haling pagsulod namon, dugay-dugay may nag-message ako. Mrs. Aida Garachico, your bill as of the moment is 25,291. Diyos ko, galain ko, hibig ko yan. Sino ko niya makaultod ko niya Hindi sila naman, hindi ko sa kung ito naman ko. So, kinahanglan niya makabalo si Toto, makabalo si Nono, or yan, patalong ko sila. Sa uling dito, sinto ko siya. Hindi ko magkabalaka siya, kaya mapadala ko na sa inyo siya, kaya alit ako sa opisina, nag-ano pa ko. Ano na to? To make the long story short, sinanay yan, sa kala siya dito sa ICU, grabe, kita niya na gawin siya nadalaan sa talento. Nag-ano siya, naghambal siya sa akin. Siya ni mapuli na kuya. Sa gusto mo kag sa hindi, mapuli na kuya. Nga. Sa gusto mo kag sa hindi, sa doktor mapuli na kuya. So, nag-request siya mapasibil sa iya na nurse. Siya sabihin niya, ako sa nurse niya, hindi lang kayo tumutugnog. Nag-chill siya. Tapos yung sabihin niya, kuya, sabihin niya kayo may anak ko ka dyan. Tapos, isang bayan sibilan siya. Nagkanta siya sa ilang tanso. Nakantahan niya ang doktor, ang nurse, ang tanso. Tapos, nagsikantanay kami sa doktor siya, ano na gano'n ang lyrics ng tanso. Nagkantahan ko siya, nag-inibig naman ang doktor. Tapos, siling ko, grabe, wala siya malulaan sa talento. Siling ko na, siling ko namutama ko sa miss ko, si Manong Kim, si Susagat pinanawag, si Toto ko pinanawag, siling ko wala akong kasama siya buwan na tuwing sabdaan ay si Manong Kim, kaya wala siya kabalo kung hindi ako, katang sa person ko. So, nagwa ako. Pagwa ko, siya tawag palihog na yung sinang Diyos, hindi yung manang mo Diyos, ito sa dati. Pagsunod ko, si Doc Lumen, ang ako naka-istorya, Doc Lumen, bitita. Istorya, para tapos ako ito, istorya kay Sister Core, kay Manong Kim. Si Doc Lumen, ang last ko naka-istorya. Sila yan hindi ko na ako sa imo, hindi ko na pag-ipa-intubate, kaya imprantan ako sa doktor, intubate siya. Kasi hindi ako pag-intubate. Tuloy-tuloy rin na silang Diyos.
Good afternoon sa tanan. Nagtambong din sa pag-respeto, pag-respeto sa nanay namon. And I know most of you mga estudyante na mga kapagintehan namon. So, nagpasalamat kami sa inyo na aring ang motilisyon. Actually sa amon ng mga bata nabato naman ako kung ano ang natabo sa iya. So syempre nabalaan na ako na man kita tanan pakadto eh. So at the same time si tatay dugay na nga nagaulat siya. So for me, it's time na rin siguro nga upod sila. And ang tatlo niya kautod, ato naman dito eh. So kulang kuno ang lamesa sa madjungan, kuno ay siya. Ang problema, sa mga ay patos na, nangapat sila ni tatay. Si Ramon, si Joy Bumping, si Gatso, kung si tatay. Subong nag-apas ito si nanay. Anay si tatay. Mamiron. Mamiron na lang si tatay. So, sabagay, sa una, mo manaugan ni tatay. Kung gusto magmadyo ni nanay, mapilit kinaiyan ni nanay si tatay nga siya mapumpo. Mapaumo niya si tatay. Actually, medyo, ang natapos si ano, medyo nakipon kami kay, daw kasatin pala. Last Saturday, sa hapon din dala nila siya sa ospital, no? Pagkaaga din silingan ako ni Ningning na may problema sa heart si nanay. So medyo nakibot ako kay daw kapag sa akin nga nga news, no? Kaya before wala man na siya sa problema sa heart eh. Pagkagabi isang Sunday, natawagan ako ni Buboy, okay na siya. So, in 2 days na pag-hospital sila, nakadasin pala. Nakadasin sa news, sa mga events. So, pero ang importante sa amin, importante sa amin yung magluluto, napabatsyag namin sa iya kung paano namin siya ginapalangga. And at the same time, amo na siguro, nabato naman sa sarili niya. Amo na siguro she died peacefully. Wala din siya nakabatsag sa pag-antos, sa naglutuan siya sa mga ginawa. Ang tanan ng tao sa balay, yung pabatsag niya, sa pagpalangga niya. A week before siya hospital, nag-video chat pa kami nga apat. Si Toto, ako, si Buboy, siya. Actually, tatlo lang kami ang makita niya sa video chat. Siya hindi naman makita kasi hindi ka malungkot sa cellphone niya. Pumapit na siya sa istorya naman niya. Pumapit na siya. Ang topic namon ni Toto, ang mga naglalabot sa amon, isang galimay pa kami. So, ang hindi ulit malipatan before ang tutulog namon sa isa ka muskitero na ako, 8 kami. Ako kayo kami dito. 8 kami. So, isipon mo na, dugin pabatsyag niya pala sa amon pagpalangga, tapos ang gusto niya yung close kami na magluluto, close kami tanan. So muna siguro ang hindi ko malipatan dito sa gagawin kami ng pag-o kami matulog ng pamati, ang isang radyo, ang mundo mistiko, ang sa panito. Sino nakatundog nila? Ang nagsukumat ka naman. Tapos, sinuniglan niya, pero may nagbalunan niya, pero isang pero may discreet. Kita ko sinuniglan, pero may ginagutong sinuniglan. Kaya mo nang pangga niya sa... Tapos ako niya, siyempre, iingon ako, pero may agot ako eh. So, ang hindi ko malipatan siya sa mga hindi na pa ngayon ako siya. Hindi ko nakatulog siya sa muna kung hindi ko ka-input sa iya. So, muna niya ang pampatulog ko. For me, that was the best experience sa pamilya ko. Hindi ko ito malipatan kaya ang among closeness very tight. And ako na sa nag-iskwila sila mga utod ko, mga magulang ko nag-iskwila sila sa high school. Masubuan ako kay ang upod ko na lang sa pagtulog Gulong si Bibi. Pero hindi pa kami kaaway. And it was very clear sa amon kung paano kami itatako ni nanay close sa kada isa sa sulong. Kaya dala-dala namin ang closeness bisan din kami. I remember kami na duwa ni Toto, siguro mga 3 weeks. Actually 3 weeks before si nanay na patay. Nag-video chat kami ni, video chat kami ni Toto. Labot kami 5 hours. 5 hours yung video chat namin na dua. Tapos, sorry, lalo na siguro, malabot na kami 5 hours. Kaya nag-init na ang telepono sa tulungan niya. Tapos at same time, low-back na cellphone niya. Ako niya, ginagamit ko, ang PC ko. Muna yung may problema sa akin. So, well pa naman kontento sa Toto. Pagkaaga gitawagan pa ako. Tapos magreklamo na lang sa akin. Nga, wais ako nakatulog. Wais ako nakatulog. So this closeness among siblings are the fruit from the love that we get from our parents. Kaging patako nila kami na close sa kada isa. That's why kami nito as much as possible na napauli din every year isang magastos sa amon. And I know, kamo nga nagtampong din especially mga estudyante niya nang nakaranas na maging estudyante niya, maging co-worker niya. Kung paano sila magtrato sa tao. The message of nanay and tatay for us is to share na lang that you experience from them, and you will get the reward forever because they will remember you forever. Kasi nila, makita mo kung paano ka nagkakabuhig diri sa kalimutan kung mapatay ka na. Once again, thank you for giving back your love and respect for nanay, Aiding, or Inday Aiding as you can call her. Thank you.
My name is Jen, and I'm Lola Aiding's her only granddaughter for 20 years, before the other granddaughters came. I didn't get to spend as much time with her, as much as the other cousins did. But Lola Aiding was a role model to us, her grandchildren. I know all of her posts can say that she did an amazing job in guiding us and becoming a strong, compassionate, and loving person just like her. Even though most of us weren't able to spend time with her as much as we wanted, she made sure to always let us know that she loved us, that she never forgot about us. She made sure to never let us see her weak when she would get sick, and she was trying to get stronger, whether it would be just by taking short walks, eating better, or if you have Facebook, you've probably seen her most recent photos where she had shown us that she can still have fun and get on top of the truck. If you have Facebook, you probably saw that. She was strong and admirable. No matter what hardships came in life, she fought through them with a smile. She was a darling. I never heard Lola Aiding raise her voice to anyone. I never saw her angry. was very loving and gentle. She was there to laugh at all of our jokes, even the silly and corny ones. And even if she didn't understand any of the jokes, she would still laugh anyway. That's the kind of Lola she was. She simply just wanted us to be happy. So Lola, we love you and we know that you're now having a great time with Lola up there in the heavens with God. We thank you for your guidance and for all the love you've given us. We will never forget you, and you will always, always be in our hearts. We love you, Lola.
Maayong hapon sa tanan, to the bereaved family ni Lola Aida, sa kay friend ko sa Facebook, kay June, kay Daryl, kay Architect Lex, kay Nolan, kay Glenn, my deep sympathy and condolences. It's a great honor to give tribute to a famous person in the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports before. Popular. And the most outstanding principal during her time, not only in the municipality and district of Carles, but in the division of Iloilo, Mrs. Aida Garachico. In my almost 30 years in the Department of Education, starting from teacher 1 to the present position I have now, I believe to the saying that says, a good principal produces good teachers, and good teachers produce good pupils. Hindi naman sa nagmamayabang ako, but I am one of the pupils of Mrs. Aida Garachico, whom I fondly call her Lola Aida, my Manila isa kasal, my pariente, and my friend. She was my grade 1 teacher. And for my case, where I wasn't able to experience kindergarten classes, my grade 1 teacher is of course my first teacher. And if she was my first teacher, I had so many first-time experiences with her. First time na nakilala ko ang letters, first time nga nahibaluan ko ang sounds ng letters. First time to identify numbers. First time to know the value of 1, the value of 2, and so on and so forth. First time I learned how to recite poems. First time I recited rhymes. And maybe first time to know to learn a song. Most of all, first time to learn how to draw. One experience I had when I was in grade 1. One day, when I entered the classroom of Ma'am Garachico, it is really fresh from in my mind. There were beautiful and colorful drawings on the board.
a blue boat, a red flower, an orange pencil, a violet eggplant, and so on and so forth. Out of my curiosity, I went to the blackboard. Kalintandog ko gidya ang red nga petals ang gumamela and said, "Ay, hala, ari sa kamot ko may color, red gid man gali." You know, that was in 1971. And during that time, maybe, colored chalk can be bought in the city. During that time, transportation from Carles to the city was difficult. But you know, we were provided with all those things so that learning experiences maybe would be interesting and wholesome to us as first graders. Ang isa pang hit nga hindi ko malipatan, siguro na experience ni Manina, nakita niyo man. During those days, 1970s, ang makita natin perme sa bulletin board, hindi na iya pareho sang subong. Nakuuna, gina-cut out ang basket, full of flowers, colorful flowers, and then ginatak bila ang mga name sa mga bata na very good. Then I was sitting on my chair and the bulletin board is in front. Daw pwede mo siya makitaan. Baga, be curious sila ko. Kaysa mga petals ang flowers, may nakasulat nga mga ngalan sa mga bata. Nakitaan ko gidya, nga daw ako gidya ngalan ang isa dito. So pagkatapos sa klase ni ma'am, ipalapitan ko gidya kaglang tawon. Ay, abaw! Abi mo kung ano ako, well-behaved. Grabe dyan kalipay ko, imagine, ang ngalan mo out of maybe 30 of us in a class, isa ikaw naging kapitan bila. And that is an experience na hindi mo gid malipatan hasta ikaw nagakabuki kag ginapanindugan mo gid, no? Ginapanindugan. Pasensya na kamo sa ako na ano pala mo hindi ko kabalo hambal ako diri katapos na pulaw ako hasta alas 11 alas 12 ko katulog kaya nasang aga pa naman kaya meeting ako sa bata sa Commonwealth suwain ko na mamilay pasensya. Lola Aida always had prepared the lesson and made sure that learning is exciting and pleasurable for each of us. She created a classroom where fairness, love, and passion can be felt by each one of us. Wala sang pamor, wala sang palabi-labi, love yagid kamutanan. Lola Aida, you did not taught us to be literates and numerates, but you taught us to be the best that we can be. You taught us to be responsible, to be good, to be respectful. Madam, nakakabataan mo, kapag respectful gidya, tapos grabe gidya ang regards sa teachers. To be perfectly behaved children and to be what we are now. Yeah? We all thank you for your generosity, for your brilliant learnings you gave to us. You are indeed and will always be a timeless icon in our lives. You will be always and treasured. You will be always treasured deep in our hearts. May you rest in peace.
Especially to the bereaved family, Mary, Koy, Nakats, May Lolan, and the others, especially fellow educators. Okay, so same experience siguro sa kanya and kagabi lang po nag-start to that. And Maritar was convincing me to be the representative batch 79. Should I hindi kuya si ma'am advisor sa grade 1? Kamugit siya. Di ako na galing ang kasi po kami na classmates kami dahil dito Nela, Donila, Ibet Sharon, Nanek Singh, Maya Bido, Amon. So, nalula na. Okay. So, in behalf of batch 79, Carlos Central School, I was assigned a task which at first I could hardly organize my thoughts in bringing out the flashback of the remote past. Our memorable moments with our most effective grade 1 teacher and advisor, Ma'am Aida Inohas Garachico. Diminishing our innocent days, specifically before I stepped on grade 1, I already heard the name Inday Ivy from tatay and nanay, and from my elder brothers and sisters. Positive feedbacks about Ma'am Eileen were very impressive and had a great impact on me. With other classmates in grade 1, we belonged to Ma'am Eileen's advisory class. We used to call her Ma'am or Ma'am Garachico. Just like an ordinary teacher, she always wanted us to observe orderliness and cleanliness, especially in the classroom. Seats were well arranged, and we were seated in a boy-girl tandem. So partner ko Bernice, si Boboy. Well-behaved kami ni Boboy at that time. Okay, but others siguro, I don't know, ano nakita ni Ma'am, di pare siya ang duwa ka, well-behaved ko no abi. And probably she did this, no, sa mga, probably in order to lessen the noise para sa mga talkatives, to get us ready, no, getting us ready to tackle the day's activities. As days went by, our blank minds, or the tabula rasa in psychology, were gradually filled in with knowledge. The required skills to be developed in us, like the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Later on, further developed to cognitive, psychomotor, and affective level skills, but not sa mga maths. So, Ma'am Eileen was very expressive in imparting lessons, especially in English. And we also had adopted her pronunciation skills, grammars, guru, then have patiently nurtured us intellectually and in all other aspects, devoting much of our time mentoring us how to read, how to write, how to count, and even sing and dance in our action songs. She didn't mind of getting exhausted, and of getting bored. In one of our conversations with Nelia Bartolome, kilala niyo din si Nelia, two nights ago, she commented that that she is very grateful to have Ma'am Eileen, Mama Eileen Gitya, as our grade 1 teacher because she really had honed or sharpened our mental skills. And because most of us were directly enrolled in grade 1 without taking our preschool education. Naglukso kami yung grade Wala kami kaagi, nursery, kinder 1, and kinder 2. May asang una, accepted. And dealing with pupils with individual differences is not a joke. But for Ma'am Aida, she fought against the battle of indifference of some of the attitudes of her pupils. Beyond teaching, one big influence and the most striking legacy that Ma'am us was her simplicity, equal to values. Kada pwersa di sa amon nga, amugit ka mo ni, But then, na-adapt ka niya namon sa iyang pagkasimple, sa iya siguro batasan, her ways of dealing us. Don't that know. And she made herself as a mother, displaying the desirable values, which we benefited much in our formative years and being carried on till now. Ma'am had produced multitudes of professionals, kita namin, including her sons and daughter, Bumanex, our very own classmate, is now an architect, engineer, and his other siblings are all professionals already. To Ma'am Aida, Maninay, we know, ni Maninay ni Kapansakan, ang nag-inform about the death of Maninay was my husband. Meaning, nabasahan niya sa Facebook. Una pa sa bukad sa akon. Namoto ko na. So, ay, baunaan pa ako ni Papa ko ba? Okay. We know, ma'am, that you are prepared. Because even in the culminating moments of your death, you were able to write your autobiography and the history of Carlos Central School. And so you are very much prepared to embrace them. Ma'am, you are a part of our successes. Thank you so much for selflessly sharing your skills and time with us. You are worthy to be called the best and most effective teacher and mother. And now, Batch 79 salutes you for that great achievement, ma'am. Finally, let me quote what Warren W. Wiersbe said. But it is not the length of life that counts, it is the depth and strength of it.
Basahon ko lang ang iyang message. Good afternoon. The life of Ma'am Aida Garachico, Steve. She was able to produce a her very arms and heart that molds her home was able to bring them where they are. She was an excellent leader. Her leadership to Abong Elementary School brought many awards, making the school Hall of Famer when she was the principal. I salute you, Ma'am. As the people following your footsteps in this institution, we will still continue what you have started. She was a bright teacher. Her light to her pupils brought many dreams came to be. She caused light to shine in many homes, but time come that we will go home to our Creator. Every one of us needs the greatest tourist guide to bring us to our home in heaven. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. And of course, to reach our destination, we need to follow a map or a specific instructions. We need to read and follow the basic instructions before leaving Earth. The Bible said, to further get strength, we need in every situation, let us connect ourselves to God in prayer, our very present help in time of need. To Garachico family, get your strength from the Lord. That's all. Condolence to Garachico family.
Doon sa ilunan ng mga staff. Kung pasaylo ha, kasi kami mga katulungan ng mga especially katulog sa gabuhi ng mga inday ay yun na akong rescue. Number 1, kapatay sa Terbitita sa Malbo. Nagpauli kami sa akong bangkay live. Wala kami sa upod. Nagpalupit sinday item sa akong kapina. Pagkabot niya, siya ang akong isang kabisita. Kanya, kasi basi paguglayan ka, may ibukit ako sa imo. Siya kasi kung dahil salamat. Wala anak ko siyang mga kahigayon ng kay wala dili ang akong kabataan. So nakasunod ako. Gaya ay din. Maadwan siya siyang tanan na nakita iya sa akon. Nagtubo ang akong pagmalangga sa iya na nahino ang best friend. Siya Vice President siya sa nagsinig siya sa akon na Rosin. Makadto kita sa plaza, hindi ko maanutan. Sila may ka-injection sa pneumonia. Dahil upod ka. Matinala ko ba? Kung sinilay ay mo, mabinala ulit sa akon. Nagupod ako, injection akon, for 5 years. Tuwag sa iya, di na ako mabagkagamit na ako. Pero, nagtubugin ang akong pangarap na siya, isa ka magbinulino, mabinalakon, naka-injuries ang akong. Gani, sa mga pila naman katuin na nagaligal, lang kami nakakita ay may relasyon na kami na maayo. Yung patawag niya ako, kinusin, may doktor ako gini. Gusto mo, at-check up ka. Kasi niya, ako lang ang bahala. Bago, hindi ako nagpati. Kaya rabi niya matunan niya, doktor, nagkadto ako. Kaya tungkol sa akong kaayo, nagtukan man. Kaya nagkakajaman ako sa mga allowance para ipapal ko sa mundo. Sino wala makapati? Sa tao. Sa isa, katinong nga subong niya. Amoy na nagahibi man ako. Nga, wala na natabo ini. Ay, natabo ako ini. Sige, kanto ka dito pinapatawag niya tapos na-permit. Ari may dala si Tuto, may padala si Tuto, yun. Mga bulong, mga vitamins. Matuloy na kay, ginabutang niya na sa botilya kay ihatag sa ako. Maayong ini sa imo na manarusin. Kaya mo, inutan ako sa uliyak. Kay, kapati ako na siya. Isa, kamaayong nakaingon. Kaya nangin manarusin. Ang Aida. Dahil, ang isip ko rin, paano ko ini mabayaran ang mga hinihimo ni nagigong akong ulo, natabo na siya ang nagmaskit. At siya alam. Ang hinahimo ko, gaganto ako pirmi sa iya. Makato, hindi. Tapos, ano na ang hindi maayahan? istorya kami. Mula sa batya na tudod yun. Kaya mula kani nga, sa akong pag-isip, si Inday Aiding, isa ka mabinulidon, mabinalakon, kag maarman siyang tanan, na wala matabok sa akong kabuhi, ang isa ka tinunga sumong sa iya. Ang mula kani nga, yanin ako nagpakigurong sa iyang kasakit kay nakikot ako sa Lunes, sa aga, nagkanto ako sa merkado. Nang siling sila, kasi may item, di ko ano, siya na patay. Di ko hindi, di ko nakatupok bala ko. Di ko hindi, kasi di ko ato pa siya hindi item, di ko hospital. Kaya naamo na to ang iya katapusan. So, hindi item, gagalisong, ginapukot, ayat sa mga kabalaslan na imo imo sa akon. Amoy na nga, bisan ano nga oras at kaya ginabalusan ko man ang kaayo ni Aiding sa akon. Gani Inday, paalam sa imo, kahit kaway pa, na nangin malipay dito sa isa ka kinabuhi. Kaya ginapangamuyuan ko na ikaw. Ano lang.
Thank you sa kanahan sa pagbisita sa wakes ng amot na nila ang nanay. Sa beautiful memories, pag-share niyo po nanay. Thank you sa iyang mga true teachers na nag-attach support sa iyong journey as a teacher and principal. Sa mga friends, salamat for being here after your golden years. Sa iyang mga relatives, to be their support, after and go forth in your chance to lose. Sa mga priests, sa mga member, sa simbahan niya, pagkatag sa last respect sa nanay. Sa mga bulit sa aming sa mga nagbulit sa aming sa pag-prepare sa wake ng nanay, we thank everyone here for coming and thinking about nanay. Let's keep nanay in our hearts and prayers. We know that she is a beautiful place now in Thailand. We are now with God looking for heaven. Once again, salamat, salamat, Madam.